You've got to address the camera.
What do we do?
You just say.
So the boys.
So the boys. Hello.
So the boys.
No.
No, can't do that.
No. Just do it proper.
So the boys. Can't do it. Let's talk about the F1, please.
Do you want to start or do we
Just done it. I'm not gonna do that.
start?
Hold on. We wipe the dribble away.
Yeah, I dribbled then as well.
So the boys.
We're back.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that was the best intro so far.
No, but you can't do it like that.
I stayed in.
What, are we rolling?
We're
or?
rolling. Hello YouTube. We are back after the summer break. We missed Belgium and we missed Zandvoort.
Yeah, we did.
Apologies for
One of
that.
our members was ill, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Won't say who.
You know, able to spot them.
Welcome back. I've just watched the Italian Grand Prix.
Yeah, we have.
Very exciting race.
Yeah.
I say so myself.
It came to life at the end, didn't it?
It did,
It
very
had,
much
you
so.
know,
Yeah.
There was a lot of DRS trains, so it could have been quite a boring one, but there were actually quite a lot of battles, like, at the front for once,
Yeah.
and throughout the midfield.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I thought.
I think we should touch on, when you mentioned it, the Charles and Carlos Sainz. What was going on there?
Yeah.
Towards the end of the
Absolutely.
race.
Leclerc's washed, isn't he?
See,
That's
that's a
a hot
bold
take.
statement. That is
Hot
very
Demonetised for
bold.
saying things like that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was. They could have quite easily both binned it into a wall.
Yeah.
The way they were
Very
locking up
easily,
off
yeah.
the front straight, they were both locking up into that corner. I thought, God,
Yeah.
this is going to end badly. This.
I mean,
Yeah.
we'll start with Sainz. I mean, what a qualifying, like, ridiculous qualifying.
Yeah. Very good.
Leclerc provisional, Verstappen provisional, boom, Sainz pole position. Like, he deserved it throughout the whole race. We were saying beforehand how many laps we think he'd be able to hold off Verstappen. We were all
Yeah.
guessing one. Tom
Yeah,
said
that was our first
5,
case. Yeah.
and it was 12.
Yeah.
About 12 laps. Like, ridiculous defending. Earned driver of the day, I think he put in
Yeah.
a shift.
Definitely.
Absolute shift.
Well, it looked very quick, that Ferrari, didn't it?
Yeah.
Certainly in the
Unbelievably
straight
quick.
line,
Yeah,
top
yeah.
speed.
I
Yeah,
know,
because DRS as well wasn't a huge factor as well at this circuit.
I didn't know that. Why is that again? Why is the DRS?
Because the rear wing's so thin, so it's almost like it's not.
Over to technical analysis
Oh,
from
right.
Tom Bolton.
He knows his stuff.
But it's like it's because there's not much air resistance that's being taken away from the car. Like the car in front won't have as much air resistance.
Yeah.
So-
We're supposed to be telling people, we're not supposed to be asking questions.
Oh, right, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
We're
okay.
supposed to pretend that we know what's going on here. Yeah.
Pretend is the operative
Yeah.
word there
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Sainz very much deserved driver of the day. First podium of the year.
for him. Yeah.
Did very well. Perez back.
Perez back, still don't think he had a great weekend. He qualified P5.
Interesting
qualified behind
assessment.
Both Ferraris.
Yes.
Who else? He qualified behind Russell, did he? No.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Was he fifth? He started fifth.
Fifth.
Or fourth.
No, I don't know. I have no idea, actually.
Yeah, no, we didn't really watch qualies. You watched all the free practices, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched qualies, but...
Watched the highlights.
Yeah.
The Bolton game was on, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's all happened. Perez, I need to ask why you think Perez had a bad weekend.
No. I don't think he had a bad weekend. I just don't think he was, brilliant. Like, if Verstappen's up there in P2, I think and he took a long time to pass those Ferraris, and he went long at turn 1 quite a few times. He wasn't convincingly getting past them, whereas Verstappen, I mean, okay, you can't compare Verstappen and Perez, but
Yeah, I was going
it's
to
a
say.
results business, my friend.
Yeah. Is that not just down to the quality of the drivers? Like,
yeah,
because I know they've got the cars, but obviously Verstappen wasn't quick enough to put it on pole this weekend.
He
so.
did also bin it in FP2, I think. I didn't watch it, but
Did he?
Yeah, he
You
did.
can confirm.
Yeah, Perez did. Yeah,
so it wasn't a perfect weekend for him. Don't get me
No.
wrong, it was a good weekend, but
he's building back up to where he was. You can't switch that quickly. Like, you've got to go through a period of the same type of results happening over and over again for you to be out of a rut or to be in form or whatever. but I think he's just coming out of that rut, and so a few of the shaky signs were still there, but he's very much back.
Signs were still there.
No,
You was there the whole race.
come on, right?
Sorry,
Let's just move on.
That's
Anyway.
painful.
The big thing, Max Verstappen, 10 wins.
10 wins, yeah.
Although I said to the lads at the start of the race, I said there's part of me that wants him to bid it into a wall, but we're also watching history at the moment.
Yeah.
10 bloody race wins is impressive, and 15 for Red Bull straight.
Yes.
Mate, he's going to win every single race this year.
Do you
Like,
reckon?
there's no reason why he's not going to. No other team's won a race since Brazil last year when Russell won. And it's still crazy to think Hamilton hasn't won a race in nearly 2 years now. Like,
Yeah, that's insane.
Would you say Hamilton's washed?
what about his race today? He had a quieter race today. Made a few mistakes, didn't he? Went into the side of Piastri and got that 5-second penalty.
He did.
Which originally, looking at it, I thought was Piastri's fault, but when you see the onboards, you can quite...
Oh,
there was
yeah.
nowhere for Piastri to go.
No, yeah.
So I think it's a shame, really, because he did deserve a penalty, but even with the penalty, it didn't actually affect his result.
No.
Whereas it ruined Piastri's... Like, Piastri was going to finish in the points.
And then he ended up not
So-
doing, yeah.
It was weird because we were saying at the end, like Russell. I say, Hamilton was on the screen for a bit of the time when they were fighting in the. What are you laughing at? I'm trying to sound professional there. Come on.
Sorry.
No, Hamilton was on the screen trying to fight the McLarens, wasn't he? And then, but Russell wasn't on the screen at all. What are you laughing at?
Sorry. We might have to just cut this bit.
That was a good point. Well made, mate.
I was thinking about you chugging that Guinness.
What?
Oh, speaking of,
Yeah.
You know what I'm on about, don't you?
when in
Just then he was like chugging.
yeah, you were going for it, like, pinky out and everything.
I couldn't keep it in any longer. This has been the worst start to the
This is not going well, is it? Oh.
But you were.
Say that again.
Please put that pinky down.
Oh my god.
What's it done to you, that Guinness? It's like you challenged it.
It's like you're challenging me.
No cheese to split.
Oh my god.
You gave that French kiss, mate. The hell, David.
Anyway, what's this podcast about?
Oh, we're gonna have to.
I forgot. What were we talking about?
I've got it out of my system
You were
now.
making a good point.
Mercedes. Yes, Mercedes. That's. No, remember.
We're going to make a cut in the podcast there. When it comes back in, we're all going to have tears down our eyes.
Leave it in. We're leaving it in.
Russell, what was it? Russell had a quiet race. Quiet, he still finished 5th.
Yeah, he had a good race.
But a
And
good race,
weekend.
yeah.
Yeah, but he just wasn't. I don't think he wasn't firing anyone at any point really. For
No,
the
he
majority
was
of it.
quiet, yeah.
Did he? I don't know. Did he get a penalty at some point, or have I dreamt that?
Did he?
I think you might be right, actually.
For what?
I'm not even joking.
I don't remember this. Well,
Oh, speaking of,
Yeah, Ocon retired and like no one
Yeah,
mentioned
that's
yeah,
what
it.
Ocon, yeah.
That
Why
was-
was that? We never. Even the Crofty didn't say anything
No.
about it. It was very, very solid.
No one knew.
I mean, they had a terrible weekend, Alpine, didn't they?
Oh god.
Oh, woeful.
Off the back of Gasly's
Their
podium last
consistency,
week.
Yeah.
their consistency is just absolutely dreadful. I
But
can't
honestly,
believe it.
for me, this is one of the characteristics of this season, and like obviously Verstappen is dominating and that's amazing, but the rest of the pack is actually like incredible to watch.
Yeah,
so
it
Aston
really
Martin
is.
are up there, Mercedes are up there, Ferrari are up there,
Stroll's
McLaren
not.
are up there,
And then it
Alpine
mixes
are
up the
there,
next-
Stroll's not up there.
But then yeah, the next week it's like all mixed up and
Yeah.
they're not quite there and
Like, you could look at it two ways. We're witnessing history, Verstappen dominating, that's incredible. But we're also witnessing one of the most mixed up seasons. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
think about back in 2021, okay, we had some, like, wins from, like, Ocon and, like,
Yeah.
random Danny Rick, but... Abu Dhabi.
Had to get it in there, didn't you, mate? But
yeah, it's just every race seems
I feel like the midfield is so much more mixed up. I mean, I don't really know what the likes of Haas are doing. They're just there filling up numbers.
Yeah. Well, Ferrari have now overtaken Aston Martin in the constructors.
Have they?
Yeah.
Well, they've overtaken Alonso in the constructors.
Yeah. He's carrying it. What was he doing? Started last. 0.3 off. What was it?
This is Stroll.
Didn't he finish like 12th or something? I'm not sure. He was like last and like 10 seconds behind at one point. And then he must have made a ridiculous strategy call that just clearly worked.
Yeah.
Because I think
But I think a lot of the people that were in that bottom 10 decided to pit again towards the end.
Yeah.
So maybe he didn't, and he just managed his tyres.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when we were thinking at the end when McLaren came on to Lando on the radio and said box to overtake.
Oh, you knew straight away it was a fake.
But we were thinking we were like, no. But we've said this before. Never doubt McLaren strategist again.
Yeah. No.
Was it Silverstone?
I think it was,
yeah.
But putting hards on.
I
think even Lando doubted them then, didn't he?
We did actually question when Hamilton clipped Piastri why he pitted and went onto mediums again, but with 9 laps left, which I thought was a bit
rather than
odd.
going on to
no one
softs.
used softs in the race, did they?
Maybe they were so unusable, like they would have just got chewed up.
Or maybe because there's the ATA this weekend. What's ATA? Just remind me, what is ATA?
No idea, mate.
You know what it is?
Is it the tyre allocation?
Yeah. Alternative tyre allocation where they get 11 sets instead of 13. So maybe they used them in practice and quali. So maybe none of the teams actually had any sets left.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Did he finish the fastest lap, Piastri?
Yeah.
Did he? Yeah, fair enough.
He wouldn't have got any points though, would he?
No, I think he finished behind.
Shame.
Was it the 13th he got?
Something like that.
Yeah, but they've taken it off. Verstappen will have got it otherwise, wouldn't he? So he's taken a point off Red Bull.
Oh yeah, that'll put a dent in there. Isn't it?
Bloody hell. But yeah, I felt a bit bad for Piastri because I think he was having a good race keeping up with Lando, and he has been, hasn't he? Past couple of races keeping up with Lando.
This is it. I mean, the McLaren duo, they're so. Lando always seems to get ahead just ever so slightly, whether that be from strategy calls like today and last race.
Well, not only that, there was that corner when Lando went on the inside of Piastri. They clipped, didn't they, at one point?
Yeah, they did.
Off the first straight. I think that caused that corner off the first straight caused a few people some problems, especially Perez.
Yeah, Perez went off about 3 times in a row.
Gave his position back to Sainz, is it?
Yeah. But then there was that overtake that Hamilton did on Albon maybe a few laps before the end. Clinical. Like literally, we kept seeing these people go off, and we, thinking can't get 2 cars through there.
Yeah.
Hamilton dives it around the outside.
Yeah.
Just somehow Albon leaves enough room. Just beautiful overtake. And
Which really showed his talent there, didn't he?
Yeah, fresher tyres as well, because he went hard medium, whereas everyone else went medium
hard.
And,
yeah.
It worked really well. But Albon, anyway, bloody hell, finished P7.
Was it P7 in there?
Yeah, he's absolutely flying, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean he's really.
P7, yeah.
He's unbelievable.
He's carrying that Williams, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's doing.
Sargent's no way he's having a seat next year. You heard it first, mate.
I reckon he could,
The thing is, though, Williams, they're a team, a bit like Aston Martin, they're on their way up. They need a second person in that seat who can actually get the results, because that money, that extra place in the constructors.
Yeah.
If they had 2 Albons, they could be fighting Alpine.
Yeah.
They're 7th at the minute, only 25 points behind Alpine.
Right, yeah, and that could really bring them up to.
It could bring them up to Alpine's level, because they absolutely dominated over Alpine this weekend.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see 8 races left, because he's slowly, from the start of the season, been just creeping his way up a little bit. He's obviously not in the points yet, but we got Q3 in Zandvoort.
Yeah, and then immediately binned it.
Yeah.
He had the race, then immediately binned it.
Yeah. And then, ignore that point then. But then, he finished P12, I think, this race.
Not far off the points.
Yeah. Not too bad. I think Bottas finished in the points, was a bit weird.
Yeah, P8 or P9, wasn't he?
No, it was P10 and Bottas.
So, do you think he just did a strategy call that worked out for him? Because he had a quiet race.
He quiet race.
Didn't have any kind of airtime, but
Bottas.
Yeah, must have done something that worked. I'd love to see his strategy.
I don't know.
No. Oh well. That's how much we know about Bottas, isn't it? Back to Lando.
Lando, yeah. He's struggling behind Albon, wasn't he? Unfortunately, at the end.
That's the problem with the McLaren, isn't it? It's quick, but it's just not got that straight line speed, has it?
Yeah, compared to the Williams, absolutely not. No. And I think it's more suited to the likes of Silverstone, you know, where you've got a very dynamic kind of track. There's the high speed, there's low speed, there's shorter straights, and there's you know, it's much twistier. Admittedly, Monza's got very twisty corners, but yeah, high speed is probably its greatest strength.
Yeah,
and throughout everything, it's been best when it's been unsettled conditions. You know, like when the temperature of the track's been warming up or cooling down, even, or whatever.
Well, Spa, it did well in Spa, didn't it? The McLaren.
Well, it did in the sprint, but in the actual race, because they had it set up for a high downforce, because they thought it was going to be wet, and then it ended up not being.
But I think if you said to McLaren at the start of this weekend, I think if you'd have said they'd come home with a P7 for Lando, I think they'd have taken that. Yeah. I think they'd have expected to be around P7 to P8. I don't think they could have gone much better than that. Like,
no. What of the upcoming races, from your
analysis?
Do you think there's any race that really suits the McLaren coming up? Because obviously they're improving the car.
I think Suzuka probably would.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
The next race, yeah.
No, it's Singapore next.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, yeah.
And then Japan,
yeah,
which is Suzuka.
Yeah, well, there was 6 upgrades that they brought, but we don't really know what they are. But
yeah, and they didn't really mention.
I'm just sort of spitting out points, no substance to it at all.
Yeah, no, they didn't really mention it on any of the practice sessions, which I thought was a bit peculiar. And whatever they did mention, they just said that McLaren had downplayed whatever they were. So I think what they could have been were old parts that they brought just to accommodate for the, you know, it needs to be super slippery on Monza. Then they'll probably just take those parts off again and put, you know, fresh parts on for Singapore, because that's a downforce track. You know, you really need a lot of downforce.
For Singapore, I think it'll be a good race.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I want to see Perez get another win.
Now Max has got his race.
Is it?
Well, not for us.
No, it's 2 o'clock our time.
But for them, it is.
Yeah. The lights. That's be cool.
Yeah.
There was a time today as well though where, near the start of the race, when everyone in the front box.
No, I'll just get the table. Sorry.
And there was a net McLaren 1-2.
Oh yeah.
I thought I'd mention that.
Was quite nice.
Throwing us back to Monza 2021 as well. Seeing McLaren 1-2.
What do you think? Do you think McLaren will get a podium this year?
Another one.
Mate, 100%.
If not a win.
I think they'll get.
No, that's a more bold call.
That is, yeah.
No,
I think
no chance, mate. And this is my point. So obviously today we saw Ferrari very near the pace of Red Bull, obviously having a straight line speed, but just over the lap, not quite over the same pace. Back to the point we said before about moving around so much in the season, they weren't as strong in the last race. Do you think they'll be able to continue this in the next race and throughout the season? Are we now going to see a bit more of a battle, or is it just that one race where we got a bit of a spectacle?
I think it's
for the
just that race.
How come?
Because Monza suits the Ferrari being like having a good, because the Ferrari's always had a good power unit. It's been known to be quick. They've just always never built the complete package, whereas Red Bull have built that complete package. You know, they're good in, like I was saying before, slow corners, high speed corners. It might not have been the best at everything, but once you piece it all together, it is.
Yeah, because obviously Red Bull didn't have that DRS advantage this weekend either, did they?
Exactly.
So probably flattered Ferrari a bit, but at
times
they've
certainly
clearly done something right, haven't they?
Yeah, but I just think as soon as we go to Singapore and we get, you know, some downforce on them cars, I think that's going to impact the Ferrari's ability to perform as well as it looks like they've done this week. Because this has come out of nowhere. This performance, and it's not really the same kind of wow factor performance that McLaren had when they brought. Because they literally were like, we're bringing these upgrades. Look how much quicker we've got. Whereas Ferrari have just kind of, I don't know. I think the track has just suited the car.
Yeah,
better.
potentially.
It's been Ferrari's strategy this year again, though, isn't it?
Well, we were joking, you know, like they're there at the end of the race, P3, P4. coming on. What did they come on the radio and say?
Oh, we said there's no
race,
risk.
but no risk.
No risk.
Race but no risk, and
Yeah.
then immediately afterwards, Leclerc locks up and nearly
Goes,
bangs into the side of Sainz.
Mental.
I mean, could you imagine the scenes?
I
if
would
that
have
had
been
gone down?
gutted for Sainz. Absolutely gutted.
Maybe imagine the
been-
Italians. they'd have been protesting.
P5 for Lando though, P4 for Albon it would have been.
Yeah, it's not as if like Leclerc needs the point. He's completely out of the race, though, isn't he?
No, he does need the points. He's behind Sainz at the minute.
Is
Yeah. This is a point I wanted to bring up. So this is actually my fact of the week, which I've been
Oh,
waiting.
okay. Go on
Which
then.
I googled about 5 minutes before we
Oh, okay.
pressed record.
Okay.
Right.
So Sainz in 2021 beat Leclerc in the same car again. So in the standings it was actually Sainz, Lando, then Leclerc. So Leclerc was down in P7 or something in the championship that year. Obviously Leclerc came second last year only to Verstappen. But this year Sainz has come ahead again, obviously more points. Leclerc has binned it quite a few times. You know, there's obviously been strategy calls, but he has binned it for his own fault a few times.
Yeah.
Is Sainz underrated? Is Leclerc overrated? Are we seeing this?
I don't know. If you look back at maybe the podiums, I can imagine Leclerc over the past couple of seasons had more podiums, or wins. But I think Sainz has been consistently just there. He's not as.
Because he had a slow start to the 2022 season, but after that he's just come back. He always comes back strong, and Leclerc gets these amazing qualifying results, but he crashes a lot. So in my opinion, he's just overdriving the car a bit too much, not quite knowing the limit, pulling out these amazing results. When it works, it's amazing, but when it doesn't, he's throwing away points.
So what's the question?
I've no idea.
Are you asking us a question, or are you?
Not really.
Oh right, first.
I'm just saying my mind.
Stay in the.
Just saying Leclerc's washed.
Saying the clothes. Fair enough.
Who else is washed?
Fair enough.
I wanna
Well,
hear-
can I rebuttal your
Hamilton.
Leclerc is washed?
Who?
Can I rebuttal your Leclerc is washed comment?
Yes.
So I would say that Leclerc has demonstrated drives that are proof that he has world championship material in him.
Yeah.
He's got that talent, that extra step above Carlos Sainz. Sainz has a ceiling of talent which Leclerc breaks through, and I just once it pieces together where he doesn't overdrive the car, he doesn't get fucked over with strategy, and some other third thing.
So you think in a dominant car, if they were driving the RB19, Leclerc would beat Sainz over a season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think even if you say he's overdriving the car though, will it not be the same result? Because it's not like it's safer to drive in the Red Bull, is it? As in like Leclerc is. He's still gonna. That's how he was like. Obviously brought up to drive. He's still gonna rag his car about. You know what I mean?
I think the difference is the fact that because say Ferrari are the second quickest team, he has to overdrive it to be in with a shot of pole.
Yeah.
Whereas if he knows he's got the quickest car, he won't.
He could drive it at 95%.
Yeah,
or
rather than
whatever.
99.9%, and then occasionally stepping over the line.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference.
Yeah, he was going 105 on the last couple of laps, wasn't he? 105.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
He got away with it.
Towards the end of the race, I thought.
It was good.
Because 3/4 of the way through, Crofty said, "Oh, it's been a really good race." And we were like, "It's not been that." But then looking at it, it's actually been all right.
Yeah,
Came
yeah.
alive,
Yeah.
I just think the Williams, going back to the Williams, I mean, they've just built a rocket ship there,
Yeah,
haven't they?
yeah.
Like all of a sudden out of nowhere, the McLaren, which a few races ago people were raving about how quick it is,
Yeah.
Lando couldn't get past.
Yeah.
Piastri couldn't get past. They were stuck in this DRS. Even there was even a point when Hamilton was behind them as well.
Yeah. We caught up on the mediums, didn't he?
He got up, yeah. But you know that thing in a straight line, but with Albon behind the wheel, wow,
Yeah.
incredible.
It was. No, it certainly was.
So you reckon Sargent will go?
No, but yeah.
Elaborate.
I think if I was a betting man, which I am, I would say that he'll stay, but I don't think he should stay. I don't think he's shown the signs of improvement enough.
That's an interesting point.
You know,
so if
people compare him to Yuki Tsunoda, who had an awful first season and now he's really coming to his own. But again, like Yuki Tsunoda, Red Bull don't see him as the new Max Verstappen, or he's always going to be a midfield driver.
Yeah.
You know, with people like Liam Lawson, you know, he's come in and just beat Logan
yeah,
Sargent,
yeah.
and he's matching Yuki Tsunoda. Is it another De Vries fluke? Who knows?
Not today,
could
though.
be.
But Tsunoda in the formation, like, his engine just gave out.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
that
I
about?
know.
Oh, it was good. But Liam Lawson's been good, actually. He'd be, because we were saying before, we'd be interested in if he does match Tsunoda. Do you think they'll give Ricciardo a shot again in the...
Yeah, because of the nature of the... Oh, do you mean in the Red Bull?
No, in the AlphaTauri.
When he comes back?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think it's 6 weeks his injury. Was it, what, about 4
I don't know.
4 or
Like,
5 now, recovery?
you know, if Lawson is continually matching, what's his face? What's his name? Tsunoda.
Fucking hell.
You know, they might as well keep him in there to develop.
Yeah.
But I would say that Lawson is a reserve driver, and if they've got the guy in who they want as their permanent driver, and he's fit enough to drive, from a contract point of view, that's why Ricciardo would take precedent over
Yeah.
Lawson. I think it'll come down to a contract scenario rather than a...
Oh, I don't know. Knowing Red Bull, I think it'll come down to like who's quickest.
But Red Bull have a history of messing around with their younger drivers, and so if you're going to take it at face value as to who are they going to play favourite to, it would be someone that's been with them longer. It's with a maturer driver.
Cool. From financial aspects as well, having Danny Ricky in your team is so much better for marketing, isn't it?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that is.
He
a
just
big point.
attracts so many more eyes
Yeah.
to whatever you're doing than Liam Lawson.
I think Liam Lawson would have to do something pretty special for them to keep him on.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to be a good contender for the next 2 years.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think we'll definitely see him on the full-time grid soon.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
I think he's already proved that.
Yeah,
that
that he's
competent
capable of
enough,
that.
Yeah, he's done really well. There was that whole thing, you've seen the dispute between McLaren and Alex Palou. Is it IndyCar?
Yeah.
Because he was like the favourite to come over, the next one to be in an F1 seat, but it's all something's happened in the contracts with McLaren, and
Right.
like Zach, it's all, I don't think Zach
Yeah,
Brown's
he's
too
suing the
happy.
team, but apparently it's the second time he's been in a lawsuit with his team, so it sounds to me like he's a bit of a nightmare.
Sounds like-
Palou or Zach Brown?
Palou.
Oh right, okay, yeah. Right.
He's been his previous team. He tried to sue them as well. So
Really?
yeah.
He's a suing merchant.
What's he suing for? Is it just breach of contract or something?
No idea.
Bloody hell.
Don't really
Not
take an
interested
interest in IndyCar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not interested. No.
Although we watched a bit of it, didn't we?
We did.
recently?
What did we watch?
Toronto.
We did actually, yeah.
They were racing in Toronto.
Yeah.
It's just not as good.
No, it's not.
No,
Is it?
no.
Typical American version though, isn't it?
Is there anyone else
Copy
we've
it,
not,
do it,
not
do
touched
shit.
on from today then? So, you know, we've been through Bottas, Zhou, quiet race, nothing really from Zhou.
Nothing really from him, no.
Tsunoda, Lawson.
There was talks of last week, it was in the rumour mill on Twitter,
Oh yeah.
about Zhou maybe not retaining his seat.
Yeah.
But I don't think, because his parents are, apparently, I only found out a couple of weeks ago, his parents are wanted.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's considered a pay driver or not, but he's good. He puts up results for the absolute tractor he's driving.
Well, he attracts a lot of sponsorship deals from China as well,
Yeah.
because he's the only Chinese driver on the grid.
I thought Bottas would be first to go, but personally.
Yeah, I think
Because of
so.
the age.
Yeah, age
Yeah.
and, yeah.
I think
Yeah, pretty much age.
They might keep him on for another year or so to develop the team until it becomes an Audi, because at the end of the day, the knowledge he's got from Mercedes.
Yeah.
I heard an interesting interview with Bottas recently, actually, and he was saying, like, what's the big difference between being at Mercedes and being at Alfa Romeo? And he said, whereas Mercedes, he basically said Alfa Romeo feels like a racing team, whereas Mercedes felt like just a big corporate company.
Really?
You know, everything was marketing, everything was this and that. Whereas he said, when you're in Alfa Romeo, it feels like good old school.
Really?
Sunday, bring your car out, go racing.
He's probably just pissed off he was stuck behind Hamilton in
Probably,
his
yeah.
whole career, but he's, yeah. I don't, how old is he now, Boss? He must be, what, late 30s?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Mid-30s,
Joe's younger than us, I think. He's 23, Joe. He's got, I think he could stay, but I just
Yeah,
wonder,
give him a bit longer.
yeah.
The problem is there's no, like, Piastri's in the pipeline anymore. You know, the good drivers, they've kind of come through. We've had this ridiculous generation of like Landos and Leclercs and Russells and Piastris.
Well, who's the Red? Is it an F2? What's his
Iwasa.
Iwasa, yeah. These are Red Bull team, isn't it? There's Iwasa, and then I think is it Frederick Vesti. I know he's a reserve driver for one of the F1 teams. But there's a lot of talent coming through, but it's so stacked at the moment, the grid, isn't it? Like,
yeah, and there's not enough.
Especially now, Hamilton's just signed for another 2 years at Merck.
Yeah, that'll be frustrating for a lot of youngsters as well.
Who could mate? I don't know. I say hopefully. I'm still in two minds about having an 11th team on the grid.
Oh mate, no chance.
No.
Just because the maths works so well at the minute. 10 teams, 20 drivers. Top half get points, top 10. It's just the maths works so well.
I think it'd annoy me, to be honest. I've seen it on the TV to 22.
Yeah, it would annoy me as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Who what was it? Was it Chevrolet? They were lining up for it. Oh, who was it?
There was possibility.
General Motors, yeah.
Chevrolet. Andretti. But I think General Motors, I'm pretty sure, own like Chevrolet and people like that.
Oh, right, okay.
But yeah.
I don't know.
Anyone else was not mentioned today? Alpine, terrible race. Been through Mercedes, slow race for Hamilton. Who else we not covered?
Well, have we done Verstappen with his 10 race wins? I guess.
Not interested.
Not right.
It's done now, isn't it? Verstappen washed.
He's not interested. That's the funny thing.
Yeah,
he actually is.
He didn't really seem that bothered. I think he'd probably just go home and drive the sim now. And he's
yeah.
It's just another win for him. I think seeing it, if he lost the record, or if he tied it and didn't break, he's still got so many years ahead of him. He would have eventually
done it again.
Anyway, but.
I don't know though, because there's a difference between being obviously he's generational talent, but the car has to be that much better as well. You know, if the Ferrari was as good as, I still think Verstappen would be winning more, but you know, Ferrari would get the odd win. You know, like last year.
Yeah.
Like.
But I'm looking forward to the future of F1 now in terms of. With the cost cap coming down, like with the mid-table fighting that they've got now, hopefully Red Bull aren't as dominant in, say 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So it could be, really interesting to see if they're having to really conform to the spending regulations. Should be really good.
I think the problem is though, if Red Bull have already started developing next year's cars.
What's the wind tunnel testing? Because they had is it a 10% reduction because of the breaching cost cap this year?
I think it was more than
got away
10.
with murder. No, it was 10%.
Was it 10%?
For the cost cap, 10%.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Got away with murder.
Yeah. But when does that? When did they do the wind tunnel testing? It was over summer break or?
Yeah, so it resets over the summer break. So Aston Martin will have been affected by that because obviously they were like 9th last year. Now they were 2nd at the summer break.
Yeah.
So they'll have had a lot of wind tunnel testing reduction.
Yeah.
So we might see them start to excel, hopefully.
Well, we're not talking about Alonso that much actually. From his podium in Zandvoort, and then. Well, to be honest, ever since Canada, the Aston Martin's gone down. It just seems to not gone down, but it's gone back to where it was last year, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Well, maybe.
Stroll has.
Yeah, Stroll has. Yeah. But Alonso had a few off races, but now. I don't know, it's just a bit odd, but again, it could be like the mid-table fighting, because only 2 or 3 races ago, McLaren was the definitive second fastest car.
Yeah.
Now it's just like
now
Ferrari looks second fastest, it's wild.
Yeah. And then Williams are now in the mix.
Well, Albon is.
Albon, yeah. It's Albon versus Alonso, and then Sargent versus Stroll.
Is Sargent a pay driver?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
Right, okay.
That's because he's American as well.
Yeah.
So he was part of the Williams development team.
Was he?
So because they don't want to be seen as being a Mercedes junior team anymore, they want to show that we can develop our own drivers.
Right, okay.
That's why I don't think he'll lose his seat. Because they really want him to succeed. And he's American,
He gets a lot of sponsorship.
F1 in the US.
Well, after his Q3, it said he's the first American driver in 30 years to make it to Q3. Yeah. I don't know who the other one was. I know.
Probably Andretti.
Yeah, maybe. No idea.
I don't know.
Bloody hell. It's all happening, isn't it?
Yeah, good race
Absolutely.
though. Good race.
Yeah. I'm
on to Singapore. Very good.
On to Singapore.
Singapore's always a good race.
Do we want to do predictions for?
Under lights. We had where's my phone? We had a few predictions.
Oh, I don't get
at the start of the race because we didn't do our Zandvoort one. So I said Albon top 5.
No,
I wasn't far off. Lawson in points.
Nope.
12th. I don't think we were too far off in Ferrari double podium, which was... They were very close to that prediction, actually.
They were close, but no cigar, unfortunately, on this occasion.
Yeah.
But,
I don't really have a place to write all these stuff down. I might just have to... If we just...
Well, should we do our top... I think change up a bit. Should we do top 3 predictions for next week?
Top 3?
Do you think? If we've not got our paper, or...
Up to you,
Or
mate.
should we just go for the normal?
What is it? Well, fastest lap, fastest pit, win, loss, and surprise.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
write them down. On your phone.
Alright. Go on then. TB.
Bolton, quick fire, let's go.
Right, so...
Fastest lap.
Max.
Fastest
Max.
pit.
Oh, wait, hold on.
McLaren.
Hold on, I can't type that fast.
Win.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm still on fastest pit, yeah. Fastest pit. McLaren.
Max.
Win, Max. Loss.
Stroll.
Is that your actual one?
And
Yeah, it is, actually.
outrageous prediction.
I'll go for a McLaren podium.
Wow.
Ooh.
I like it.
McLaren
Very good.
podium. Go on, Daly.
What am I going for?
Fastest lap.
Fastest lap. Max.
Max.
No, George Russell.
Ooh.
George Russell.
Georgie boy.
Because he'll have fucked up his race and then he'll box for soft at the end.
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah.
He's called it.
I was forecast a podium.
Forecast the fastest lap. Fastest pit.
McLaren. They put in a stonker today, didn't
Yeah,
they? Like
2.1.
Yeah, it was really good, yeah. Win.
Max.
Loss.
Sargent.
Sargent. Really?
Oh, actually, yeah.
Logie
No.
Sarge.
No, Sonoda.
No, I think Logie Sarge is a
Our brother from
shout.
across the pond.
Sonoda.
No, I would have stuck with the original there.
What we doing here?
I might do.
No, Bottas.
Oh.
Surprise.
Oh, I did think of it. What was it? Can I say Danny Rick not being back, or is that not a surprise?
That's not a surprise.
Can I say Danny Rick? Can I say Danny Rick being back?
Yeah, you can have that.
No. Danny Rick podium.
I'd give you a tenner. Give you £1 million if it happened.
My outrageous prediction is that Piastri beats Norris by 3 places.
Ooh.
Ooh. No, that is interesting.
Norris by 3 places.
Hope not, but
Bloody hell. That's a spicy one.
he's had a lot of bad luck recently. He's due a good race.
Yeah, I would concur.
For fastest lap, I'm going to go Alonso.
Ooh.
He loves the fastest lap.
Nice.
Fastest pit. Red Bull.
It's always
Bull.
just McLaren and Red Bull, isn't it?
Red Bull win. I'm going to put Max as well. Loss. K-Mag. I'm going to go K-Mag.
Ooh, I
And
forgot that Haas existed.
K-Mag's a shout.
what would my surprise be? 5 drivers DNF.
Wow!
That would be a surprise, wouldn't it?
Wow! We're in for a good race next week. Stay tuned.
Singapore is going to show up. Good God. That's a mixed...
Yeah, that's a
some
good,
mixed
good.
predictions there.
Yeah, we'll see how we get on.
We'll have to check back because we don't know our ones from before. Because
No.
we can't normally do, what is it? Like, do the same vote.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
normally.
yeah.
But this is it.
Yeah.
We're signing off on the podcast.
Good
Yeah.
We'll
race.
see you in 2 weeks.
Good
Fortunately,
race.
our editor's taking the piss with one of our videos.
Joke, isn't it? Can't get the stuff these days, eh?
Can't we? And when we do, they don't want to bloody work. No, we're gonna try. We've got one video in the pipeline. which is a very, very good video.
No, terrible.
It's a good video for some.
No.
It's class.
No, you wonder why I'm taking so long there.
We've got that happening in Singapore in 2 weeks, and then I think Japan directly the week after.
Right.
So, oh shit. I'll leave that there.
Demonetised.
Yeah.
As always, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see
Do
you
give any
next
shout
time.
outs to anyone?
The Duke of Wellington.
To the Duke of Wellington.
Duke of Wellington.
See you there.
See you there.
We've got about 5 minutes.